Hello, this is Brett Crane, and this is EdTech 505, Evaluation for Educational Technologists. This is my Week 12 assignment, a review of evaluation report. Now, the evaluation report that I'm reviewing is the 2012-13 Austin Independent School District Climate Update. Now, their stated objective for this evaluation was why should the Austin Independent School District monitor school climate? Now, interesting question and all, but I was a little unclear in regards to what point they were trying to make in the evaluation. They made the assertion that school climate, the school climate dimensions that they were showing and had been shown in the past, and their supported research data were positively related to student performance. But exactly what they were trying to show with that, I wasn't quite clear. Even though they talked about different research and things, this is kind of a chicken and the egg thing for me in regards to what is really relating to which. And it was unclear to me exactly whether they were trying to state that this was a causational effect, that school climate had a causational effect with performance, or vice versa, or whether they were trying to state that this was just a kind of a correlative relationship, that they just seemed to go together, and that if you had school performance, if you had good school performance, you tended to have a better school climate, or vice versa. Or they were just trying to use this as a litmus test to examine how they were actually doing with the school and kind of getting a good sense feel of how things were being projected in the school in regards to school climate. It wasn't clearly stated what really they were trying to present as their true objective, aside from just wanting to measure it. They started off with talking about the people that they had participating. We have a couple different percentages of people that participated in the surveys that they did for the school climate. We had elementary school, middle school, and high school. The first band is for students, the second band is for parents, and the third band is for teachers. One of the problems that, now they mentioned that there was low representation, but what wasn't mentioned, these middle numbers, the parent participation, what wasn't mentioned or discussed was really the validity of using these as these survey results when only 29% of the parents in elementary school and all the way down to only 8% of the parents in high school actually participated in the survey, and what kind of bias might have been brought forward because you had a specific type of parent actually participating in the survey. None of that was discussed, and it was also a bit worrisome because later on in some of the surveys they would refer to the positive effect that the parents presented in regards to one aspect, thing or another. In fact, they often pointed to the parent results, and so this was a little disconcerting that they have such limited data on the parents, but yet they would often point to it. Then they got into discussing the different data. A couple problems that I had with this was this first one was where am I at? This was the respectful, safe environment, and the judging of a respectful, safe environment. And one of the things they stated was that it was generally agreed on that the school promoted a respectful school environment. Now, I was concerned that they often use this general word, that their results generally contributed to something or other, but yet they didn't really address some of the issues in regards to it, such as when their scores dropped below their benchmark of 3, meaning that they at least moderately agreed with it, that when the students took this in regards to a safe and respectful environment into the middle school and the higher disadvantaged high schools, that percentage, that survey results drops below what they were setting as their benchmark, and they didn't address that. And it was also a standout number for me, at least, when that benchmark also fell, when we had the teachers responding to the environment and whether it was a safe and respectful environment, when the higher disadvantaged high schools and middle schools also dropped below that benchmark. Again, that wasn't addressed in their discussion. They then went on to engagement and how well engagement happened in the school. Again, they made the statement, what was it? They focused again on more of what the parent perception was, but didn't address at all this very significant drop below their benchmark in regards to what the students perceived as the engagement levels. And even if it's just a discussion of that as the maturation of students, that they often have this kind of drop in engagement in school as they reach into middle school and then into high school, and how that affects it. But they didn't even address that issue, that it might just be because of the nature of taking surveys from students and their general engagement or lack thereof. But then again, they also didn't address, again, how their highly disadvantaged schools would drop below their benchmark in regards to engagement, and they would just make blanket statements that, well, the parents perceived that there was lots of engagement, but maybe the teachers, the students and the teachers, especially in those schools that were a high level of disadvantaged students, that engagement level dropped at least below their stated benchmark. They next discussed the general expectations of performance. And for this one, again, they made some statement of that it was generally agreed upon that they had high expectations for students and achievements, but then again, they did not address the teacher representation of achievement and how the higher disadvantaged schools, student schools, had that drop below their stated benchmark. Now, all of this, again, with the conclusion, again brings to mind their stated purpose, and how it still wasn't clear as they wrote up their conclusion whether they thought this whole idea of school climate and how it related to performance, whether it was a causational effect, whether it was just a correlative relationship, or whether it was just a litmus test that they were trying to do. So on that basis, I mean, the organization, the general organization of the report, I thought was well done, in that they put all the survey questions and things like that at the end, brought the conclusion forward, so it was organized nicely, it was easy to get through, but some of their conclusions were kind of limited in how they stated them, and I think in some ways a little bit misleading. Thank you very much.